Cirrhosis, sort of a deconstruction of the liver. What's going on, Secoya Nation? Dr. Shirley bringing today's Wellness Wisdom. And it's Friday edition, so we're talking about what some people are going to do tonight, which is drink. Don't do too much of it because there's conflict here. Let's talk about in some areas of German medicine, like Dr. Hammer talks a little bit about how cirrhosis and alcohol don't have anything to do with it, but then other areas it does. So there's kind of some conflict in the literature from what I can find. But from a basic standpoint, if you're looking at the side that sort of aspires to alcohol being involved, it's about being too attached to the past. It's like can't let go of the past, can't move on, stuck, right? So it's like alcohol just brings you back to that point where you felt comfortable maybe. And so if you're unable to adapt to your new world, that the relapsing use of the alcohol will bring you back to the point where you don't feel responsible as maybe you once were not feeling responsible, or you felt like a victim of circumstances. So alcohol is a tool for us to ease our stress. To that end, there is a component of sort of a motherly conflict. So it's like such a heavy conflict with your mother that the person who tends to drink enough to cause cirrhosis, if it is caused by alcohol, they say that they prefer to die by drinking. It's like there's certainty in death with alcohol. And so this is what tends to drive people's behavior. So if you have a really divisive, strained relationship with your mother and you tend to find yourself drinking maybe more than would be ideal, you might understand that there's some underlying cause to that. So we're doing this to enlighten you, to help you understand the brain-body connection, if you will. So when you think of cirrhosis, think of it as a territorial anger. Like liver and gallbladder, liver specifically is the seat of anger. But it's also a lack conflict. You're not getting what you need, not getting what you want. And so oftentimes there's a territorial conflict with a spouse or a boss or someone in your territory. And so it's that territorial anger. And it's that cirrhosis is caused by a constant sort of, if you think of a relapse, not necessarily alcohol consumption, relapsing from being sober, but just a relapsing, remitting, like you fall back into the same cycle of that territorial anger. And just eats away from the inside. Some people who develop, some people who have cirrhosis, they develop what's called ascites, which is like a big, swollen, water-filled belly. And so the couple components here are like that water-filled, so the ascites is caused by the cirrhosis due to the backup in it's called the portal vein of the liver. And so that's the territorial anger. And then there's the ascites is called the existential conflict, like existence conflict. So who am I? What am I going to be when I grow up? Who am I now that this person's invading my territory and stuff like that? And so these two oftentimes go hand in hand, where you have this territorial anger and you have this existential crisis. Like, I don't know who I am, so I'm going to use alcohol to go back into safety mode, right? I don't want to feel responsible. I don't want to feel like a victim due to someone invading my territory and things like that. And so for the side that doesn't really think that alcohol causes cirrhosis, then you're looking at cirrhosis being sort of a healing phase of liver cancer. Now, remember, cancer is a medical diagnosis we don't want to rely on necessarily because it doesn't give you a root cause. It's just a name for it. But when there's breakdown of the tissue, that's going to be related to what modern medicine would call cancer. So it's the repairing phase, though. It's the healing phase. It's not something that bad that's happening to you. So people that are worried about metastasis to their liver, you always want to ask yourself, why does it go there? Why does it go to my bones? Why is it my liver? What part of my body is it metastasizing to? If you want to look up, learninggnm.com, like Carolina Merkel, I think her last name is, has a really good description there about debunking the cancer idea, cancer concept, and the metastasis theory. So I would encourage you to read more about that. Alcohol and alcohol and cancer are both related to sorrow from the GNM standpoint. And so when there's, sorrow and misery, you have alcohol and you have cirrhosis. Like it's that complete lack conflict. I have that sorrow and that misery. I'm just not getting what I need, and it shows up in my liver, okay? So, play this back and listen to it, because there's some nuggets in here that are going to be applicable to your life or someone else you know, if they are indeed dealing with cirrhosis or they have an alcohol dependence, shall we say. Whether it's alcohol, drugs, rock and roll, gambling, sex, all the different things, they're all tools for us humans to get our needs met. Some of them just aren't the most constructive. And so if you find yourself leaning on food or drug or sex or gambling, whatever it is, just know that you're trying to fulfill a neurological need. And if you don't replace that with something else that is healthy and fulfills that, you're going to stay in that rut, okay? It's a simplified version, but gives you an idea, okay? So listen back. Hope this inspires you not to drink on a Friday night. The fastest way to age yourself, if you're looking for some way to stay young, is drinking. Drinking is the fastest way to age yourself. It's a diuretic, it's a liver toxin, it's a hepatotoxin, and it tastes great, and you feel more relaxed when you do it, but there's a major downfall side to it. Anyway, public service announcement, okay? We love you, that's why we do this. Share it with somebody you know if you love, if you liked it. Let us know how we can improve if you didn't, and we look forward to serving you next week, all right? Have a great weekend. Bye-bye, guys.